Hi, it's Miss Heather, the music director here at Conservatory of the Ozarks in Springfield, Missouri. And I wanted to give a few updates about the conservatory and myself all in one video today because I haven't done an update video in quite a while and some people have been asking questions about what has been going on. I just kind of have been behind keeping up with everything. So I just got back from my honeymoon on Sunday and I had my wedding last weekend, and I kind of had to leave the conservatory in the capable hands of our studio administrators, Lauren and Chloe, and they did a great job keeping everything going. All the teachers, of course, know exactly what to do. They don't really need me to be around even. And so it seems like everything has thrived over the last few weeks. Well, I've kind of been missing in action because of my personal life. And, you know, over the last several months, we have had an amazing back to school rush of new students, which has been really wonderful because for anybody who hasn't been keeping track of us over the last year or so, we were supposed to close a year ago because of COVID. We just had so many students who quit during the shutdown, and we had no new students sign up with the back to school timing like we normally would last year. So I was really nervous to see what would happen this year, and I've been so happy to see we have been, like, the phone's just been ringing off the hook. I'm so happy to see lots of new students here at the conservatory, and we have some new teachers as well, which has been really exciting. It's hard for me even to put into words like what it means to me to see the conservatory go from what it was before COVID to, I think we were down to 10 or 15 students, if you don't count my students, after when we thought we were going to have to close. So almost starting completely over again, almost nothing. And it was so quiet. The halls were just silent. Every day when I would come in to teach, there wouldn't be anybody else having a lesson most of the time. And the phone wouldn't be ringing, bringing new students in the door. So even though we had received all of the generous donation money to stay open for several more months, it still was, I was happy to have the second chance, but it was a sad feeling to see it was like the conservatory was dead, kind of. And now, a year later, it's not like that anymore. It's not quite back to what it was before COVID happened, but now pretty much every day in the afternoon when I'm here teaching, I can hear music up and down the hallway. I can see people in the art studio making art, and I can't even describe, like, it gives me such a happy feeling to see that and to hear it. It feels, one of my students actually commented on that a couple times over the last few weeks. She's like, it feels like the conservatory is alive. And that is what it feels like. Like, there are students walking up and down the hallway, families in the lobby. You can hear the teachers and students playing guitar and flute and singing and playing piano and just all kinds of different fun sounds in the hallway. For me, I think it's kind of like how people describe when they walk into a house and they smell cookies baking and you smell that smell and it gives you a really happy feeling. For me, I think hearing the sounds of music in the hallways here, it gives me that same feeling, like, oh, everything's great. I feel so happy. So that's been so wonderful to see. And the donation money we received, I did use some of it to get a new sign, finish having some of the rooms, the studios painted that we hadn't finished making over yet since we moved in, like, over 6 years ago. Maybe 7 years ago, I don't remember now. So we made over every one of the studios except for my studio and the art studio, which we kind of made over a while ago by putting a bunch of shelves in, so it would be kind of a pain to paint either of these rooms. And like I say, we got the new sign, we redid the studio closest to the lobby to make it into a business studio, or I mean a business office instead of a studio. So our two new administrators, Chloe and Lauren, have a place to work, which which we've never had that before, like a designated like area for business to take place. So that's kind of nice. We have all of the music books that are for sale, can go in there, and all the businessy things. So you could see my walkthrough videos if you're curious to know how all of that turned out. So yeah, it's been really exciting and wonderful to see all of these changes happening. It feels like my dream just died and now has had new life like breathed into it again, and it feels like the conservatory is thriving. We, at the end of last month, which was September, we finished the month with about 67 lesson slots, not including my students. And so that is an amazing amount of growth starting from like 10 or 15 about a year ago. And it's so sad that we weren't starting out with our pre-COVID enrollment numbers, because this would have been like our best year ever to have that many new students start, like 50 new students start over a few months, because it really has been mainly over the last few months that we've seen like a lot of growth. That would be incredible for a normal year. Sadly, since we were starting out with such low enrollment numbers, it's still a lot less than we need to pay our bills. We need to be at about 160 students here to be able to pay our bills every month. And this is the month when we will run out of our donation money. So I'm kind of giving us till the 15th of this month to try to figure out what to do. If we can come up with a way of paying our bills in November, then we can stay open, but as of now, I don't know how we will pay our bills when the donation money runs out. At around the end of this month, we'll be a little over $2,000 a month short of paying our bills with where we're at right now with our student enrollment. It's such a stressful thing to live like how it's been since COVID. It just feels like you're constantly standing at the edge of a cliff and taking one more step and hoping nothing bad happens. Like you just don't know what's going to happen next. I hate the insecure feeling of that. Like, I don't know what we're going to do next. And I feel like I've worked so hard over this last year, and I've seen so many different people give money so generously to help the conservatory stay open. So I feel so sad to think that we still could have to close after all of that work and time and money and effort. I hate to think of it, and I'm hoping we have another miracle to help us stay open. I don't know. I don't have an easy answer. I don't have enough money like on my own to pay an extra $2,000 a month to keep us open, unfortunately. It's kind of out of reach for me to do it on my own. And yeah, I feel a little bit like I've failed, because I've tried really hard to get our enrollment up to 160 by this point, but I have not succeeded. So, if anybody out there sees this and is interested or willing to donate to our Patreon or our GoFundMe, or to just send a donation our way, we would be super grateful for the help. I feel bad to ask for help again, though, because people have already given so much. I hate to ask for more help, but that's kind of where we're at. Either we figure out a miraculous way to earn a couple of $1,000s more each month, or we have 100 students sign up before November in the next couple of weeks, or we don't, and we'll have to close. So I just am trying to, see things in a positive light. At least I could still teach my students out of my home, even if the conservatory closes, and hopefully the other teachers will be able to continue teaching their students somewhere else as well. And it's been a great year full of challenges, and I'm thankful for the experience of trying to rebuild the conservatory, I guess, even if we don't succeed in staying open. But all we can do is we're gonna hopefully push our Patreon and GoFundMe on our social media over this next week or so, and we'll see what happens. So that's pretty much all I have to say. It's not very reassuring. I don't have any solid answers. But if you have thoughts, prayers, positive vibes, or money you would like to send our way to help us out, we will be so grateful. And I hope everybody else is doing well with aftermath and the current things that are going on with COVID. I know it's been so hard for everybody, and I don't mean to complain about where we're at, because I know a lot of other people and organizations have suffered far worse than any of us have. We're all healthy as far as I know, and safe, and we've been given another year's worth of chance at trying to survive, and we're all so grateful for that. Not just me, but all the teachers and students and their families. Everybody here at the Conservatory is so thankful. So if you're one of the people who donated money, thank you so much for giving us a second chance at survival, and I hope you feel like I haven't let you down and failed you. I kind of do feel like that's what I've done to the donors, because the idea was that you would donate money and then we would be able to stay open, and I haven't quite been able to get us to that point yet. So hopefully I made all the best choices with spending the money in the best places, in the best ways, stretched it the farthest I could. I did my best. So I guess we'll see what happens. I guess I'll do another update video probably around the 15th, and it'll let you know what November will look like. If it will look like moving out of here and teaching out of my house, saying goodbye to all the other teachers and students, or if it will be somehow there was another miracle that could keep us open. It just feels like there has to be, like, how could it be that, like, we were on the freaking Kelly Clarkson show? Like, who would think that would happen? It's so random. And to think that strangers would come and donate thousands of dollars to keep us open, it just seems like too many crazy things have happened to keep the Conservatory going over the last year. It just seems like if all of those things happen, surely something else will happen to keep us going for the next little while, because otherwise all of that was wasted. And I kind of feel annoyed because I feel like I had to give up my whole, like, joyful year of wedding planning to work. Like, I was just working, and then scrambling kind of the last few weeks before my wedding to plan everything, because when other people donated money, that feels like a really heavy responsibility. Like, I didn't want to waste other people's money by just not trying hard enough to keep the Conservatory going. So yeah, it just feels like something has to happen to keep us going, but I don't know. I don't know a way on my own. So if anybody has any ideas out there, feel free to comment below, and I will hopefully talk to everybody next week with some good news. We'll see what happens. Bye-bye.